Okay, Virgo, I've been thinking about you all day, and I heard a podcast earlier, and they were talking about the weight of words, and I kept thinking about you and how you are an earth sign, but you're mercurial, and I was thinking about the weight of words, and I realized as I was starting this process and making these videos, I was like, damn, I read for the high and low, and sure, I should just read for the high vibration Virgo, because the high vibrating Virgo knows just how powerful words are. And lower vibration may just throw words around that carry this weight and unaware. And hopefully, if you found my channel, you are a Virgo who is wanting to change that or is already in that energy of realizing the weight of words. I have a Chiron in Virgo in my 6th house, so don't worry. I understand the weight of words. At least I am learning that as we go, so I am right with you. Sometimes I just will say anything, and words can get you into trouble, especially if later on you change your whole thought process, but you spewed out these words that maybe you didn't necessarily realize the meaning in the moment. But anyways, how was your guys' birthday? And by the way, I'm usually really loud and I like to go a little crazy with my readings, but I haven't been able to lately because I'm stuck in a place where I have to be very, very, very quiet. So, for some reason, I felt like I had the need to say that, but Virgo, so powerful. And so many Virgos I know do not like being a Virgo because they don't like the negative side to being a Virgo, or when people use their negative side against them. But it's funny because Virgo's most negative quality is also their best quality: criticism, especially when it's used in a way that, how do I word this? Criticism that helps people grow, and it's like you have really good intention with the criticism, like you're only saying it because you want the other person to be better. And a more mature and enlightened Virgo will do that in a more gracious way and more approachable way than a low vibrating Virgo. And that goes for all signs, like no sign is perfect, okay? So like hate your own sign, but hate the rest then. And and also just realize we're just human and we just have our flaws. So I just feel like tolerance, and maybe there's someone around you who is throwing words around. And just remember that our surroundings, it's easy to influence ourselves from others, and it's also easy to be reflected back, especially by others. People just hold up mirrors to each other, and if you want to change that about yourself, maybe change the people you're with as well, and also change yourself in the meantime. But you know what I mean. I can talk in circles. I'm not a mercurial sign, as you can tell. But I appreciate Virgos because Virgos are like, hey, do you want to go harder? because you have potential, you know? So for October 2025, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the current energy of Virgo? A lot of you have some talking to do. Oof. Yes. What is the current energy of Virgo? I guess Spirit wants to find the perfect first card. Perfectionist over here. Virgos, I know you like that perfectionism. Okay, Virgo. Current energy. Two of Pentacles. Are you juggling something around? Is there a decision to be made? Are you not sure about which thing to choose? What is the current issue with Virgo? Five of Swords. So the current issue is there's conflict with a whole bunch of different people, or you're worried about possibly if you choose one thing or decide the other, if you're juggling one thing and focusing on one thing too much and not the other, that it's going to cause conflict. Or, you know, what if you choose this specific direction and it causes issues? And also someone may be in a higher position of power than you. You're worried about them making a certain decision. That may cause a lot of conflict, and you know, it's harshness. It can be rough. You guys can take it. I know you guys can take it. You guys are strong. So, what is the unconscious energy of October 2025 for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Okay, so you guys know already that you hold, I mean, maybe you guys don't know, but it's on a subconscious level. Subconsciously, you know that you are calm, cool, collected, and you are focused on the coin, and you very focused on building yourself up and staying true and down to earth and passionate to who you are. Maybe you know the decision you need to make, but it may cause conflict. And maybe you're worried that this conflict is possibly going to just leave others feeling hopeless and like surrender, but not like fun surrender. Like you made it for surrender. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me what this is about, but I should focus this more towards a specific thing, love or work, but I feel like it's all of it. Love, money, and work. I mean, there's a lot of pentacles in here, so I know you're a very hard worker. What is the overlying energy, the conscious energy of October 2025 for Virgo? What is the overlying energy, the conscious overlying energy? Oh. Okay, so you got a lot on your plate. I want one card for the overlying conscious energy, but we'll do these for the other. What is one card for the overlying conscious energy? And then we'll get into these other cards. Aha. Yeah, the Two of Swords. You know there is a decision to be made, but I feel like if you took off the blindfold, you know exactly what to do, but maybe you don't feel like you're in authority to do it in whatever way. Maybe you don't realize your own power. When I see the Strength card upside down too, it makes me wonder. Strength card in reverse. Like maybe untapped power. Power that is yet to be tapped in. Not realizing you have the strength. There's so much yellow in this reading though. It gives me a lot of good vibes. I mean, I see a King of Wands. This could be you or someone else, definitely a fire sign. And oh, sounds like there's some wind going on out there. My door just slammed. But yes, I see the King of Wands here. So maybe regarding love, or maybe this is your boss, and maybe you're worried about your boss making a bad decision and you have to go up against your boss because maybe you do know better about a certain situation. I mean, the King of Wands, I mean, he's in control of he's powerful, he's a king, right? But also he is looking back and kind of reflecting on the creations he's made. And sometimes it can seem he's a little too sure of himself, maybe. And that's what I'm getting from this, specifically right now. Like he's the high and mighty. He's made the right decision. He knows all. But like the fact that he's looking over at the situation, it kind of makes me feel like there's something you're not feeling in control of, but you don't want to cause this conflict for anyone. So you're kind of just, I need to make a decision whether or not to stand up to him or not, or something. Or maybe this is your partner as well, or father, or some other person in your life that may let their ego get in the way a little bit. That's just what I'm feeling. And for the Fool card, it's interesting because that's like a new cycle, and that's like taking a risk. So maybe whatever decision you make, it will lead you to trying something new and kind of just trusting the process, no matter what's to come, and whatever is to learn, right? When I see the cups though, I feel like if it's involving love, it could be you starting a new relationship entirely. Like maybe I should be more directed in these readings instead of doing, it's so hard to do just general without a specific question. But I also think it comes back to the beginning of the reading when I kept hearing the weight of words, the weight of words. Your words may change someone. You know, you have weight to your words, and you can change the paths people around you, even people that you perceive as higher in power than you. And you can create new beginnings for people. And also it goes for love. I mean, the Ace of Cups here is the universe handing you some love, and that could be just self-love too. It's just all fulfillment of love. It makes me wonder too, like, are you stepping outside of an institution and kind of just thinking to yourself, more meaning to this life? What is the outcome for Virgos this month, October 2025? What is the outcome for Virgos of October going into November? Libra season to Scorpio season. By the end of this month, I just don't forget that you have power. There's weight to your words, and your words can hurt others. And I'm sure others' words have hurt you. It goes both ways. You're not the only one. And that's the thing, like with the lower vibration Virgos, like we all vibrate lowly sometimes, okay? Our goal is to stay in your highest vibration, right? Don't be a martyr. You have control over you. Oh, okay, well, apparently this reading wants to be turned about love, because there's definitely a mutual exchange here. And this could be too, like boss and you, or a partner and you, or a child and you, or a teacher and you, making a mutual agreement, a mutual decision. It's a mutual exchange, and it fills both of your cups. So that's an amazing outcome. And just remember that you are powerful. Okay, like I get it. I have a Chiron in Virgo. Okay, my wounded healer is Virgo. I have definitely been there on the lower side because it's the wounded healer, right? That's why I just call it how any criticism I give in any of my videos, I've given to myself first. So I'm meaner probably towards myself than I am anyone else. And I'm sure Virgos can relate to me, especially your younger years. Because the Virgos I know now who have grown and matured and been stable, they're amazing, and they take responsibility, and they just have such good intention in their heart, and they're hard workers, but yet they don't play victim ever. And I'm not saying that you're the only sign that does that. Every sign, especially Pisces too, which I'm doing Pisces next. Pisces doesn't even know they're doing it either. And maybe you guys don't either, but you're not alone. It's just about really taking control of the power that we have within and realizing the weight of our words. And even me talking to myself, I always relate with Virgo readings for this reason, because maybe I'm talking to myself as well. And it kind of goes the same, or the other direction, I should say. It as I'm stumbling over my words. It's just to, if someone says something, don't let that overtake you either. And I know that the weight of words sucks because you feel it. And just the other day, I got an argument with with my significant other because he sometimes speaks like words don't have weight, and that offends me sometimes, especially when it talks about his history. Like history changes with how we talk about it in a way as humans, and when we forget the weight of words, it can really rob history of certain cruelties and even significance as well. So I think it's just good for all of us to be careful with the weight of words, especially with, like, for example, how I react to certain things with my words. Do words mean something or do they not? I feel like words weigh a lot. It's all up to you and your perception, perspective on how much you choose to absorb words, but I feel like as a mercurial sign, you do hold a lot of power with how you speak. Even if you're not an air mercurial, it's still heavy sometimes. So I know I just got so philosophical. I brought a lot of philosophical. See, I can talk. I've got a lot of philosophical words going into my brain tonight. Wow, I really, really cannot speak right now. Let's pull an animal. Pocket animal spirit. For Virgos. What's the spirit animal to guide the Virgos this month? The black egg. Did I get this last time? I got a cosmic egg, I think. But let me find the black egg in here because I'm learning this deck too. Black egg. Speaking from an authentic voice. Kind of goes along with what we were talking about, how words hold weight. So speaking authentically and giving the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it, it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. These living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in. Books draw us in. The concept of the truth itself always draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. To conceive ourselves that we have no inner truth at all, the energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So the black egg is also connected to the fifth chakra, and it resides at the base of the throat, at the Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as, end quote, especially pure, end quote. The balance of the center is important for us all, but especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So this kind of makes me tie it all back to the weight of words and also what we say to ourselves. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important, right? That's the most important person we communicate is to ourselves. And when we speak badly to ourselves, it does not reflect well on ourselves. So I guess let's start talking better to ourselves, right? Either way, I'll see you next season, and I'll probably do a check-in for mid-October all signs. All right, love you, bye.